Today I'll be reviewing advanced tenant creation using the Verge-io recipe engine. So for first review, we're going to check our recipes. Now for a quick refresher, recipes are what allow us to instantly deploy pre-made virtual machines or entire virtual data centers based on questions made for that particular deployment instance. Now I'm going to reference our Windows 2016 recipe here to show you that the questions we have for this VM is general sizing questions for cores and RAM, what cluster we want it on, the network we want it on, and if the disk should be persistent or non-persistent. These are the questions I'll get for deploying this particular VM, but we can take things a little bit farther and do it for the entire data center. So we have another tenant recipe here, which I'll go over in just a second, that is a 30-day trial POC. This is for creating a virtual data center for instances like review purposes or third parties who want to try out our environment for the 30 days in which the virtual data center will then expire. To show how to deploy this, I'm going to go into my tenants. I'm going to click New Tenant, and on the left side we're going to see some of our recipes that are loaded into our system here. One of them being our 30-day trial POC. So instead of selecting custom and starting from the ground up, I'm going to choose this particular recipe here. Now as we can see, I have a bunch of questions for this particular virtual data center that will instantly deploy it as a trial POC. On the left side, there's going to be information about the tenant itself, admin login credentials, if we want to expose the cloud snapshots for this particular instance to run their own restores. They can even brand this environment as well so that the logos show up for their particular company, their colors, etc. I can also choose what cluster I want this to reside on, but for the DNS side of things, I can even dip into Let's Encrypt to leverage our DNS zone, which we've loaded into the Verge-io system because we also support authoritative DNS, to then tie our SSL cert to a domain. From there I can choose a shut-off date as well. Out of the box we're immediately pushing this out 30 days. The node side of things is going to be the general sizing information, the same way you'd size out an individual virtual machine. And on the right side is our customer information. So for this particular deployment we'll have the customer login, their password, their email, and from there our system will actually automatically send them an email to say, welcome to your cloud, your private cloud is ready, here is your credentials, etc., etc. When we get close to the shutoff dates, our system will gracefully send them an email to say, your time is coming to an end, you have a few days left, please reach out to the resource, etc. From there, again, because we support the entire stack and the networking side is included, I also have public IPs loaded up into my system, where I then tie this public IP to my DNS zone, and from there I can create an internal network as well for this particular instance, and off I go. Upon clicking submit, the tenant is created and the customer has their email and they're ready to log into their system.